In Botswana, a country in southern Africa, people mainly rely on cattle farming for their livelihoods. However, local residents often face the threat of lion attacks on their livestock, which requires them to invest a great deal of effort into hunting down the lions. To change this situation, a biologist conducted a field study to find a solution. He discovered that some forest explorers would wear masks in reverse so that they appeared to have a face on the back of their heads. This trick helped them avoid surprise attacks from wild animals. Inspired by this, the biologist boldly drew eyes on the rear end of the cows as a disguise, creating the illusion of a face. As a result, the lions could not distinguish the front from the back, and they would stay far away from the cows. The art of war, as Sun Tzu taught, emphasizes attacking the unprepared and taking the adversary by surprise. Similarly, in life's challenges, it is possible to find solutions that defy conventional methods. Firstly, to obtain something, one must give first. A young man was tasked with selling snacks at a circus, but although there were many spectators, few would buy the food. Realizing that people were reluctant to spend more money, he decided to give away the snacks for free. He put up a sign at the ticket booth stating that one could receive a free pack of peanuts with that day's circus ticket. Quickly, the peanuts were all snatched up, leaving the boss disgruntled and questioning the young man's ability to make money. The young man didn't explain himself, instead asking the boss to be patient. Shortly after the circus began, the audience became thirsty after eating the peanuts, and the young man saw an opportunity to sell various beverages. At the end of the performance, the sales of food and beverages had increased several times over, and the boss had a big smile on his face. To attain knowledge, add things every day. To attain wisdom, subtract things every day. The quickest way to receive is to first give. In business, if you want to gain profit, you must invest first. In relationships, if you want help, you must offer assistance first. Aiming solely for returns will only lead to diminishing results. It's better to let the other party taste the sweetness and gain benefits first, as what you desire will naturally come to fruition. Secondly, to move forward, one must first step back. Don't persist in traveling on the same path when it leads you nowhere. When previous knowledge no longer applies, one must change course and seek a new way. Often, what holds us back is not the path beneath our feet, but the limitations within ourselves. We become accustomed to living according to our fixed ways of thinking, unaware that life is constantly changing. Instead of persisting on a path that leads to a dead end, resulting in bruises and bloodshed, it is better to make some adjustments and take a different approach. Perhaps then, we may find a way out in the midst of adversity. Thirdly, to preserve dignity, one must sometimes let go of it. The path to fame for Japanese film director Takeshi Kitano has been very bumpy. Kitano encountered numerous obstacles on his path to success, despite winning numerous awards throughout his career. He initially worked as a comedian, performing at strip clubs due to his lack of fame. Since most of the audience came to watch the strip performances, they had no interest in his comedy. Many actors would give up in such a situation. However, Kitano was different. He insisted on performing to the end, completely unconcerned about the audience's indifference. Even when he faced ridicule and criticism from others, he didn't give up. Instead, he became more and more dedicated to improving his act. Eventually, more and more people recognized his talent. He began performing in better venues, and his reputation skyrocketed. As Li Ka-shing once said, when you are willing to set aside your ego to make money, it shows maturity. When you use money to regain your dignity, it signifies success. When your reputation allows you to make money, it proves you are a person of influence. Instead of clinging to one's ego, maintaining a haughty attitude, and eventually losing substance and true dignity, it is better to let go of appearances. Fourthly, to enjoy the fruits, one must first taste the bitterness. Writer Lin King-Xuan grew up in poverty and left his hometown at the age of 17 to seek a living. To survive, he worked as a waiter in a restaurant, a laborer at the port, and a helper at a laundry shop. Despite enduring such hardships, he only received meager wages, barely making ends meet. In order to break free from his circumstances, he started writing from the 3rd grade of elementary school and never stopped, even when he took on various jobs. In the beginning, he set a goal of writing 500 Chinese characters per day. In middle school, he increased it to 1,000 characters, and in university, it became 2,000 characters. After entering the workforce, he pushed himself to write 3,000 characters every day. Often, he would return to his small room exhausted after work and pick up his pen to complete his daily writing tasks. Later, he had the opportunity to work for a newspaper, which further fueled his dedication to writing. During his busiest period, he was writing for 18 columns at the same time. However, he never complained. All the hardship he experienced eventually became his books, which gained recognition from the public. He ranked first among successful individuals under 40 years old, according to a magazine survey in Taiwan. As Zhang Guofan once said, "Endure the most bitter hardships, and you will become a top-class individual." Behind every successful person lies unimaginable challenges, whether physical or mental, but often it is a combination of both. Someone unwilling to bear hardships will often face never-ending difficulties. A truly smart person understands that tasting bitterness comes before enjoying the sweetness. Lastly, ordinary people change outcomes, talented people change reasons, and the highest level people change their thinking. Many times, a person's inability to succeed is not due to a lack of effort or diligence, but rather due to limited thinking. Life's challenges often arise because our thinking and the problem are on the same level. We fail to see the whole picture or grasp the essence, let alone solve the problem. Only by breaking the shackles of limited thinking and exploring alternative paths can we find hope on the precipice and find a way out of difficulty. Overall, the above principles suggest that life's challenges can be solved through unconventional means. First, one must understand the concept of giving before receiving. Second, in order to move forward, it may be necessary to take a step back. Third, preserving dignity may require temporarily letting go of it. Fourth, to enjoy the rewards, one must first endure the hardships. Finally, the highest level of success comes from changing one's thinking.